This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is a discussion, and it can apply to business, to sports, to whatever your thing is. In this concept of accelerate, recover, repeat. And there's some follow-up comments in this, but there's periods of time whatever you're doing, you've got to put the foot down to improve the business, improve your physical fitness, improve whatever it is that you're after, improve your tennis game, your golf game, whatever you're trying to get better at, you're running, whatever it is. Then you've also got to, and if you want to build a great business, you have to get it hard for a period of time as you figure it out, sort out a team, get it going, get it moving in the right direction. Then at some point you got to get to a spot where you periodically rest, recover, and get yourself in the right frame of mind, typically make some adjustments as to what you're doing, and then repeat. And some of the critical thoughts on rest and recovery is in building a business or in sports, even in the early stages of building a business, the early stages of accelerating in anything, if you don't want to burn out and you want to bring your best self to it, you've got to find ways to recover and rest even during those early acceleration phases. And it's so critical. I remember first building a business, first building a law practice, worked extremely hard, built a media company, built a law practice, but was very aggressive about taking Sundays off and not working on Sundays. And that wasn't a religious thing, that was a recovery thing and keeping the mind clear thing. The second thing I was used to be able to do, and it's much harder today, was leave the phone in the car, because the car didn't have, your phone didn't have your whole life on it, and so you could leave it and not worry about where the kids were, other people were, other kinds of things. And that's harder today in today's world, but finding ways to rest and recover. The other thing that I'll talk about rest and recovery is rest, recover, make the pivots and adjustments you have to make so you can get back to accelerating. Now, one of the things that happens is if you don't rest and recover well, if you drink and eat on your recovery days poorly, you don't sleep well on your recovery days, then ultimately you beat yourself, your mind and body up, and you can't come back to the acceleration phase that you're trying to hit to get better and better. So it's this constant thing of, as you get sort of maybe, I certainly know this as I get older. As you get older, you have to put almost as much thought into your rest and recovery days and how you're going to deal with that as you do into your acceleration times and your acceleration days. And this is a complicated thing for people to learn. I know it went through a period recently, I'm not an over drinker by general at all, maybe 1 to 2 beers a night, but if I do it too many nights in a row, my recovery is no good. I start to not feel good. And it's this constant discipline about accelerating in what you're doing, whether it's growing a business, working on your fitness, working on your other things. For me, it's a couple specific things. And then recovering and constantly working on recovery and then pivoting and adjusting. But protecting those recovery days and making a priority of recovering well becomes more and more important as you get deeper and deeper into anything. Thank you for listening to this version of the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Feel free to text me at any time, 773-766-5322, with any suggestions you might have on episodes or things that we should talk about. Thank you very much for listening.